Hey, welcome to Cowboy Leather. Hope everybody's having a good week. You're staying busy, making money. We're doing fine here. Thanks for asking. We're just, people bringing stuff in, getting it out. We're making some new stuff, orders. It's all had a customer rolling in. So, anyways, yep. Yesterday, Thursday, we closed the shop and wife and I took a ride in Nashville. And we went. She's got a place in there. She goes. It's like a Goodwill for crafting. They got fabric. They got patterns. They've got quilting material. They've got you name it for hobbies. They've got it. They must have had 15, 20 different different size crickets. The beginner cricket all the way up to the I guess with the laser cutter and everything else on it. And it kind of makes me wonder, what, because the cricket used to be a hot thing, high commodity. But maybe people are outgrowing them, maybe they're saving up and buying the regular laser cutters and engravers. But anyways, I can't afford one, I don't need one, so whatever. But she got, what they have is they have a sale once a month. Yesterday, they give you those shopping baskets you pick up when you go in a grocery store. Fill one of those up. They're, I think it was $30 for whatever you can get inside of it. And she'd pick up what she needed, and I'd refold it, and I stacked it in there. And I can do pretty good when it comes to packing and stacking. So anyways, she filled 4 of them up. And she got some fabric with like Christmas type Christmas type patterns on it. She got some patterns for making some different clothes that she, wants to do. And all I got out of that store was a pair of Wise pinking shears. And they cut the thinner leather, the 3 to 4, 2 to 3 ounce leathers. So I got those. They were basically free. Throw them in the bin. But so we left there, and while she was looking around, our Tandy in Nashville has moved, and I wanted to see where they moved to. And they moved about, I think it was 4 miles from where we were. So I told the wife, I said, let's just take a ride over there. So we bebopped on over there. They went from a decent sized store to a store that is laid out right, but it's smaller. The stores are getting smaller, but corporate, I don't know if everybody's heard, but Tandy out in Texas, the corporate, they got bigger warehouse and a bigger storefront, I guess. So, but whatever. That's them. This is me. I think I take 3 of my shop, and that's basically 4. Actually 4. That's pretty much what you got in a lot of stores. And they had some Cobra sewing machines sitting there. They had a Cobra, they had a Cowboy. They had that you could touch and play with. Well, I can't say I've never run a Cobra, because they had one set up there. I think it was a number 3. And they had some pieces, piece of leather laying there. They're okay. You know, it doesn't sound much different than my big old hot mess over there. The only thing is, it's got a walking foot, and the hot mess don't have a walking foot. That's the only difference. So, when I tried the Cowboy, that's so just, you know, they had a Sailrite sitting there, and I think they had another smaller one, a Consew or something. Well, I've never played with the, what is it, the Pitman or Tipman Boss. It works, but you wear yourself out some of that thing. You know, that back and forth, back and forth. Think you're sawing wood. But anyways, went in there. I just wanted to see what there was to see. Got in there and I got some, what are they here? Large reusable dye pens. I could take them out of the pack. You can see them better. I've got two. I bought two of them a while ago, a couple months ago, and I kind of fell in love with them. Well, this one here ain't gonna leak at all. It's got a locking cap on it. That's pretty wide. It's got a nice surface on it. Again, I like these because unless you really saturate the daylights out of that tip, you can get right in there and make a nice edge on your stuff. This one here's got a rounded edge, and to feed paint in them in case you've never used them. You just take a piece of paper towel or something and just kind of dab it a couple times and just run down your edges. And let's say if you don't saturate the daylights out of it, you don't get any overrun. Put that back in there. I put that pressure all out of the way. I need another pattern for gunsling. It's a rifle sling, excuse me. You can use it for shotgun too. And what is it? The 4403. And I got a job I got coming up. Guy's in the fire department, and he needs some glove straps. And he wants the emblem of the fire department stamped on it. So I got one of those. I got the Army. I got law enforcement. But I didn't have the fire service. So I got that. And oblong buckle. Anybody's familiar with these? You can make your own buckles. You cut your leather, 2 pieces, and then you glue down there and stitch it. Now these are just that's just for if you want to make your own buckles. And I got the buckle blanks. I want to make a special buckle for myself. I got 2 of those. I got 1 of those, for making buckles. And I got 2 brass Sam Brown buttons. I got a project. I gotta have 2 of them on a project. And what else I got here? 1/4-inch antique nickel Chicago screws. I got all kinds of Chicago screws, but they're all the shaft on them is too big. And I think they look kind of doofy and dorky if they don't tighten up. And yes, you can take a piece of leather, punch it out, and make your own washers to put on there, but I think that looks kind of unprofessional. That's just me. And then, what else we got here? I got some Phoebing's leather dye. I got light tan, mahogany. And I used to get the pro dye, with alcohol and everything else in it. But I've been using this now for the last couple of months, and there's a little bit of difference, but with the pro dye, being it's got that alcohol in there, it dries the leather out, so you have to add a little bit more oil to it when you're finished. And I got a antique finish, and what is it, saddle tan, British tan. So got that. I got excuse me, bullseye holster pattern pack. I had a pattern pack like this, and it met untimely death. So I figured I'd get. I got plenty of holsters. I'm not gonna say a wall full, but I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 10 different designs of holsters up there. But those are the ones that got those are Mexican style with the I can't remember what they are now. It's early in the morning and my brain ain't working yet. And last but not least, I had 3 or 4 C.S. Osborne bag punches. Well, they didn't quite make it through the fire. Kind of took the temper out of them. And I don't have a forge to retemper them. And there's nobody close to me that makes knives to retemper them. So I just use them the way they are. I'll sharpen them up and use them. And then when they get dull, I'll resharpen them. So I decided I'm getting tired of doing that. So I got a craft tool, 1.5 inch. It's the 3121-06, 1.5 inch. Now, I haven't used this style yet, so I can't tell you how I like it, but it looks like it ought to do the job. Ooh, it's even sharp too. That's unusual, but I don't know. I don't use a very big hammer to drive these. If the leather's not that thick, it ought to work. They're not as stout and beefy as the CS Osborne, but every place I've looked, the CS Osborne, for the size that I use, they're always out of stock. So, and I use the 1.5 inch. I think I'm going to step up and get the 2 inch. But that was like $80 some for the craft tool. So, that's my acquisition for a while. But like I say, that Tandy store in Nashville, it's clean. When I was in there, I was like, myself and one employee was in there, and he was back on the classroom tables. He was making something, and I walked past, and he was he had a piece of leather folded in half, and I couldn't tell what he was building. So when he come to cash me out, he's standing there walking around with this thing just gobbed up. I said, "What are you building?" He said, "Oh, I'm building a front pocket wallet card holder." I said, "Looks good." I realized I caught him right in the middle of, he was antiquing it. And I said, "Well, you better get some of that antique off of there." I said, "If not," I said, "it's going to be too dark." I said, "Go ahead." I said, "I'll wait." So he got the antiquing off of there. And he says, "Well, it's a little darker than I wanted it to be." I said, "Just left your antique on there a little longer." Come to find out, he works for Tandy. And I found out real quick because while he was, before the woman came in, she was looking for something. I didn't quite hear. And he said, "Well, it should be over there on that wall." So I just kind of eased over there, and he looked it up on the computer. And he said, "Yeah," he said, "it's right over here." And he got it and shown it to her. And she's asking him questions about it. He didn't have a clue. And he walked away. And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "I didn't mean to, listen up on your conversation." I said, "I've been doing this for a fair amount of time." I said, "Here's what works for me." And she said, "All right." So I was watching some YouTube videos, and that's basically what everybody else said. And I've run across other stores where the employees don't know a whole lot. The manager knows, but the employees don't know much. They're just there for the paycheck. I'm not saying all of them are, but You know, sometimes Tandy sells the stuff, but the employee don't know everything about it. They don't even know enough to tell you, you know, just to come dream something up. But anyways, I'm gonna make this a short video. I got some things to do. I got customers coming in today to pick stuff up, drop stuff off. So I figured I'll just show y'all what I got. I got probably the last official pop-up market coming up on October 4th. So I got all next week and another week. I got 2 weeks yet. I got to get my totes out, go through them, see what I've got. Look at my shelves and see what I got laying there. And, you know, if I'm short, I know I'm short of suspenders. And probably it wouldn't hurt to make up a couple more belts. Because right now, most of my belts are tan and chocolate brown. But my wife, she got a pretty good selection of stuff. She's got little bags and hair scrunchies, dog bandanas, and a bunch of other stuff. So she's pretty well set. She wants to make a couple aprons. There we go. I said early in the morning, brain hasn't kicked in yet. So that's what she's got to do yet. And like I say, I'm probably gonna make a few more belts, make up a couple more pairs of suspenders, and I might make 1 or 2 holsters out of this new holster pack. So I think I'm gonna end it right in here, and you know, hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope it's a safe weekend, and we'll see you come Wednesday. Oh, by the way, my wife was looking at my videos last night, and she goes, "Honey," I said, "What?" She says, "This next video you put out," she said, "you'll have 300 videos out." So I've hit 300 videos. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Does it mean anything? Yeah, it means I got 300 videos for people to watch. And then I found 300 things to talk about. So, I appreciate everybody that's watched these 300 videos. And hope you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Comment. Do something, you know, use a little emoji that waves or something like that so I know people are out there watching. Sound like crickets. But anyways, I ain't gonna bitch. Just enjoy the videos, and I enjoy putting them out. So, with that being said, be safe. Be happy. Let's make something in leather. And we'll see you next week. Cowboys out here. Bye.